Hello and welcome to the Beard Bros review of UFC Fight Night, Lewis versus Daukaus, and Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. Let's start with the real fights. So, the UFC fights. So, his slip.
You're a little high.
What do you mean?
The thing. Oh, you can hold it if you want.
His slip started with the Kansas City Chiefs on both of them. So, obviously, when we made the last video, you couldn't bet on them. And then Jake Paul.
Sorry about that one.
Or Jared Mearshart, I guess, is the first fight in the event. And then Gamrot, Cub Swanson, Ricky Simone.
His name's Groot, bro. Get it right.
Lewis and Jake Paul. And this one, you pretty much, who'd you take out on this one? Cub? No,
I think I took a Cub.
You took out Mearshart.
Took a Cub and took out Jake.
No, Cub's still in.
Oh, took out
Yeah, you just took out Mearshart.
Mearshart because he'd gotten one punch KO'd by Khamzat Chimaev, so I was still scared about it. But I was like, man, you can't really judge a fight off of one punch knockout when all that was thrown was a one punch. So I was like, that was my for sure one. But I'll put him in here because I felt like he had enough. Plus, when I do my review or analysis on the fight, I go off the opponents too, so I see what the opponent can do, what he can do, what he's good at, what he's bad at. And that's how I kind of break it down. I don't just go off of like, oh, this guy's really good. He should be able to beat on whoever. So I break down how bad is his opponent too, gives him more of a likelihood to win. That's how I was able to get all these guys, because I'm a real badass. I'm Mystic Mario, I guess.
Yeah, how many parlay slips did you get that didn't make it?
Yeah, only because of Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy took me out of like solid cheap. Well, he didn't cheat me out.
Well,
Wonder Boy took me out of possibly winning another. What was it? Maybe another at least $200. Yeah, at least $200 because all my bets were upwards of $70. So plus Wonder Boy took me out of multiple slips, but like one other fighter took me out of another one. So it's like, can't give it all. Can't blame Wonder Boy for everything. But yeah. So I took out Jake Paul on that one, on the for sure one, and I took out Mearshart on that one.
Why would you take out Jake Paul on the for sure one?
Because did you see the fight?
Yeah, it was boring as fuck, but I'd assume that Jake Paul would still win it.
I told you guys on the comments on the last video and in my Instagram post, you can bet on Tyron Woodley to hedge your bets. That's what I did. I bet $50 on Tyron Woodley. He was plus 220, so I was still gonna make about $100, even if Tyron Woodley won. Just pure betting on Tyron Woodley. So I could have been at 289, something like that. But because I bet those $50 for Tyron Woodley just to make sure I ended up winning some money for the night, at least getting to 210 or 220, something like that. So I bet on Tyron Woodley, and then in case anything happened, and I was watching that fight, and I was like, wow, I'm about to get screwed, and this is about to be a draw. Luckily, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jake Paul. But Jake Paul's Jake Paul's a homie now. But yeah, so you want to start with real quick, just Wonder Boy. What happened with Wonder Boy? There's a reason we didn't
Wonder
put him
Boy
in here.
lost by aggressive hugging.
Yes.
For like 3 rounds.
Multiple
And,
hugs.
Yeah, just constant hugging. I mean, here's the thing. What I think, like, so people like Bilal, Kamaru before, those kinds of wrestlers that like just did control. It's like, yeah, it's like mixed martial arts, and it's supposed to be like, oh, it's control, but it's like, to me, it's always damage per round. It's like damage each round, not just damage overall, because each round is its own thing. People always like, oh, damage overall, but it's damage each round. And to me, like, wrestling control is cool now, but it's like, if you don't land anything and you're not going for submission attempts, then it's like, what's the point? And it's like, you're just writing it out. And it's like, that's pretty much what happened. Bilal versus Wonder Boy, just aggressive hugging. He wrote it out, tried not to get punched.
Yeah, and then I think immediately after in the the Octagon interview, he's asking for a title fight or for these matchups. That's like, bro, nobody's gonna pay $69.99 to watch your pay-per-view of like who gives the best hugs. No one's watching that. So just the fact nobody calls it on me. I know he did it to Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy's got a good karate stance, so he's got good balance and he can bounce back up, and you know he hasn't really been taken down like that by other than like one other fighter, Gilbert Burns, the only other one. But it's like, I think Gilbert Burns did a little bit more damage.
Gilbert's a little more damage. It did have like better control.
Yeah. Either way, it was a horrible fight. I'm not betting on Wonder Boy. He's 38 anymore. He's 38, so I'm not betting on him anymore. And Bilal, I probably won't bet on. I just fights that. Just I don't know why they put him on there. Just cut him and send him to Khabib's. What is it? Ego FC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I just
I'm gonna
send
start
him.
recruiting for
I
Ego
just feed him
FC.
the chives. I just feed him the
Or
chives.
do that. That'd be good. Yeah. Punish him for giving us that fight last or 2 nights ago, whatever it was. What do you want to break down next? Actually, first I got something for you.
What?
Because you're calling me out on my slips that I missed. Here's some humble pie for all the slips you missed.
I mean,
You can eat
didn't
it.
you get like 0 slips last weekend too?
And what did you get last weekend?
I mean, I got more wins than you. Fuck you.
I'll take this. You're not eating my pie. No, I did get 2 slips. I got one for $139 and one for $50. Like I said, I had to hedge my bet, so I ended up not profiting off that other 51 because I had a, and there's math equations going on. It's more than just like who wins, who loses. But yeah. So let's break down. Well, actually, I didn't watch. Do you watch any of these fights? Honestly?
No,
I was in Ottawa. I was chilling, so I didn't watch anything other than Derek Lewis and Jake Paul, and a little bit of Rick Simone, whatever his name is. He was doing some aggressive hugging too, but he was throwing some damage, and yeah, that was pretty much it. But pretty much these guys, I think they won by TKO and KO or something like that. But yeah, I already done my math and my homework on those guys, so I knew those guys were gonna win. Or I was pretty confident they were gonna win. And then, you want to break down Derek Lewis? Break down
Derek Lewis versus Daukaus. So, like I said, Daukaus wasn't no little bitch, and he was gonna go for it. Which,
but he didn't really go for it.
Okay, but he wasn't like serial gone, fucking, literally
Yeah,
back
he didn't run
towards
away.
Derek Lewis and run away kind of thing. He fucking stood there. Yeah, took some jabs, backed up. But that's way different than just literally turning around and running away. Which is what
But
God
what I
did.
say, that's what Derek Lewis wanted. He
Yeah,
wanted
that's what
something.
Derek Lewis wanted. And that's what Daukaus wanted too. But
And what I say, I'm pretty sure this is where you insert the clip of, Chris Daukaus is probably going to die. And it's like, that's not the type of fight Derek Lewis wants. He wants somebody to engage him. Chris Daukaus is going to oblige, and Chris Daukaus might die. We don't know. I think that's where you insert the clip.
He was completely fine.
Oh, he didn't die. Well, okay, his kneecaps didn't break like everybody else's, but it was pretty.
He just went to sleep. It was a very typical just
He
go to
went to
sleep.
sleep.
It wasn't like Curtis Blades. That one was really bad. He was crying at that one. You remember? You could hear in the background.
Probably. I don't
Nobody
remember.
talked about it.
I mean, it was
But-
crazy.
Like
It was
when
a
he got
Tyron
KO'd.
Woodley kind of KO.
It was worse than that shit. Because then he
No.
came down. He came down with 2 more punches. He went.
Oh, you mean
All
the
the way-
after? Yeah,
Yeah, all the way
damage.
down.
Now we're talking about the one initial uppercut to break him or to knock him out. Yeah, it was like a Tyron Woodley just.
Either way, you heard Curtis Blades crying in the back.
Yeah,
And then,
don't
like,
make fun of Curtis Blades, leave him alone. All right, so Derek Lewis.
You're trying to make fun of Daukaus.
I didn't make fun of Daukaus. It's just what happened.
I mean, he didn't go to. He just went to sleep. He didn't like. It wasn't like a crazy one.
All right, well, I put this for. I got this on for R.I.P. Chris Daukaus. You know, Philly cop. But nah, Chris Daukaus is gonna do good against other heavyweights. Just not somebody that can punch.
I
like
think
Derek
if you run
Lewis.
it like 10 times, Daukaus is gonna win at least like 4 or 5 of them.
He could win 3 or 4.
I think that's what happens. Like
Five only because Derek Lewis would be like, I'm tired of doing this.
well, obviously not
He
the
said
same
it
night,
after.
but like
He
just,
said it after the interview. He's like,
But, like,
I'm
I'm
not
just saying,
going
like-
trying to do a five round.
no, I'm not saying
fight.
5 rounds. I'm saying like
Yeah, but
if you
still,
run
I
it
mean,
back
like,
5
wouldn't you get
times.
bored of fighting the same guy 10 times?
Yes, but let's just assume that.
And it's Derek Lewis. He don't care. He's gonna be like, bro, I mean, I guess.
I'm not saying that they have knowledge of the other ones. They just have like if you were to redo it 5 times that night over and over again.
Did Chris Daukaus have a chance? Yes, Chris Daukaus had a solid chance. More solid chance
That's what I'm saying.
than a lot of the other fighters. I would put him. You got Stipe, you got Francis Ngannou, you got Sirgan,
Aspinall. You don't know Aspinall, but Aspinall.
Yeah.
Aspinall's up there.
so
right now.
it's like you got like 4 or 5 people.
You
Chris
got-
Daukaus is there. He's up top 5. He's
Look, I
possibly
wanted
top
Daukaus
5.
to win because it was fresh blood. It was like we've had the same people at the top for like 5 years now. We
Yeah, but you
had
can't-
Francis,
you
we
can't
had
say,
Stipe,
okay, but the
we
heavy-
had Curtis, we had JDS before he got cut, and those were all like the same fighters pretty much.
Yeah, but you can't say it's not entertaining. It's not like freaking.
It wasn't
recyc-
though. I didn't like the heavyweight fights.
Only because they haven't been fighting. And then Cyril Gahn, it's like people are over there rooting for him, like, oh my god, he's doing the special stuff. Well, he's like, bro, you can run inside the octagon, like you're running like a lightweight, running away from the fight. So it's like not entertaining. Other than Cyril Gahn, everybody's pretty entertaining.
Now it is. Now
It's been entertaining. They just haven't been fight. They just haven't been active. You can tell me you're not gonna watch the DC versus Stipe, all the 3 fights.
Yeah, but then
Which have been most of the 5 heavyweight fights in the last 2 years.
yeah, but that's the only thing. So the main only the championship fights, but everything else has been like pretty fucking mediocre. Every other heavyweight fight has been like eh.
So
like,
you
yeah,
have
I'll watch it because like someone's gonna get KO'd, but it's gonna be pretty boring until the KO. Just like Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley.
okay. Let's go over that one. You want to break it down too?
Nothing happened for 6 rounds until something happened. That's pretty much.
Yeah,
that's pretty much
much.
it. That was pretty much it. Just Tyron Woodley, like the whole time, like every single time, like Jake Paul was throwing something, like he would like drop his hands. Like,
Oh yeah,
every
this
once
is
in a
where
while.
this is where you insert clip again. Tyron Woodley's gonna do Tyron Woodley things. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
which is nothing, and so he just dropped his hands a lot, and it's like I don't know why he did it, and then that specific one where he got KO'd. I mean, it looked like he dropped it. He thought like a right straight was coming at him. It was a fucking hook.
But
it
whoa,
was
whoa. All these people talking about like it was super technical. Like, bro, you could see him winding up. He even said it at the octagon. He's like, or no, in one of his the post-fight press conference, he's like, I need to work on not winding up that punch, like recoiling and going,
Yeah, it was really slow.
So it's like, bro, like, get out of here with this whole like, oh my god, Jake Paul, like he set it up perfect. It's like, pretty much, and he also said in the octagon interview, exactly how to beat him. Like he said exactly how you would beat him, because it's like, what did he say? He said like, I'm basically gonna just freaking try to read you, which is what all fighters do, try to read you. But it's like, there you go, Tyron Woodley. Like, I'm pretty sure you should have known, like, he's gonna just fucking wait for that. That's my first F word. Okay, but so you're gonna, he's gonna read you and throw that one overhand right. So Tyron Woodley was supposed to do non-Tyron Woodley stuff and just jab, do whatever. Just be active, give him more to think about, and that's going to have Jake Paul having to read this, having to read that, having to read this, having to read that. Now, if he took 6-7 rounds to be able to read and land a right hand, imagine if you just threw some jabs, threw some more punches instead of just hugged all the time, which is basically what they did. Oh, shoot. What was that?
Alcoco.
Yeah. Whew. But so basically that's what they did. They just clinched. They just strike and then clinch and hug and then blah blah blah. And it was like, man, that's whack. But yeah. So just be more active with Jake Paul, make him think. Now that's gonna leave you open. But it's like, bro, if you have decent jab, decent understanding, you'll be fine. If Tyron Woodley just pushed him against the ropes, just pressed them and everything, he would have done better. And then Tyron Woodley, yeah, when he dropped his hands, it's like, okay, so let's say you thought he was going to go for a body shot or he's going to go for an uppercut. So you're already up here. You don't go down this one because you uncover yourself, because that's exactly what happened. So we saw. But it's like, so you're right here and you already kind of got it covered. He's going to throw an uppercut or a body shot. You're throwing your right hand down. Boom. Parry it. So you're going to block it. That's it. You don't bring the same hand down that's going to land. So if you're right here, block, come back. Nothing's going to come over here unless he's going to throw a hook, but he throws a hook, he's coming back anyway. Now, Tyron Woodley just decided to put his hand down, and the rest is history.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was the whole night. I mean, Tyron Woodley did Tyron Woodley things. What he usually does is that he does a whole lot of nothing until something happens.
But this time it was
time,
reversed.
Yeah, this time it was reversed. Jake Paul did the something, and that's how the night ended. So
I don't think anybody wants to see that fight again. So
yeah.
And then Jake Paul, like, I'm all cool with Jake Paul. He's the homie now. He made some money now, And I told everybody at work earlier this year. So if you know me from work and you watching this, pretty sure I told you to bet the house on Jake Paul earlier this year. So whoever's watching, actually taking advice, because what was that one of the slip, the smaller slip was plus 745. So if you would have bet $50, you would have made 300. You would have bet 100, you would have made 745. Now all my bets are like $2, $3, $5, $7, because I'm not trying to risk it all right away, but I don't mind climbing slow. But yeah, so probably next week we'll talk about some of the upcoming fights.
Yeah.
France and Ghana,
Cyril gone, Brandon Moreno, Figueiredo. That's pretty much it. They're pretty much carrying the whole card.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
In case you were wondering what the mug was, let's see if it focuses. This is Derek Lewis being interviewed by Joe Rogan. And on the other side, see if you get it. Yeah. His little famous quote. I want to shout out to, okay, the focus is back. Shout out to Andriana, Crafts by Dre _ Crafts by Dre _ Yeah, well, her mom made it. I don't know if she has an Instagram page or not, but if you want to get a mug similar or something, just hit up her page. She has a bunch of other custom cups that she makes, so check it out.